Hello children, I hope you have completed the first video session on this whole numbers, and here comes the second video session. In this video session we are going to learn more properties on this whole numbers, and we'll do some addition, product and subtraction using number line. Then we will practice some exercise questions. So we'll see first the properties of whole numbers in detail. First one is closure property. Closure property means it is closed. If you take sum of any two whole numbers, you will reach in a whole number. That means the answer, the sum will also be a whole number. And if you take product of two whole numbers, that will also be a whole number. Let's check it with an example. So 2 and 3. When you multiply 2 and 3, you get 6. Is 6 a whole number? Yes. And take one more example, 20 and 30. The answer 600. It's a whole number. Yes. So this is known as closure property. When you find product of any two whole numbers, you will get an answer that will also be a whole number. And what about the addition? Addition is also closed in whole numbers. If you find the sum of any two whole numbers, the answer will also be a whole number. You check it with any number of examples, you cannot find an answer which is not a whole number. But in the case of subtraction and division, this is not closed. Because, for example, if you try to divide 2 by 3, your answer will not be a whole number. You will end up in a fractional number. Okay, so this is the property, the first property, that is closure property. We can say any two whole numbers, if you take and if you find the product or the sum, the answer will also be a whole number. Let's go to the next property, that is commutative property. Commutative property is talking about the order in writing the numbers when you go for addition or multiplication. There is no difference in the answer whether you write it in the order A plus B or B plus A. Both will get or give you the same result. That is known as commutative property. And the same with the product also. If you multiply any two whole numbers in the order A into B, the answer will be the same if you multiply in the reverse order, B into A. Let's take some example and see. 2 into 3 is 6 and 3 into 2 is also 6. Okay, so this is known as commutative property. Now let's see the next property. This is additive identity. What is identity? Identity means the individual's property. Okay, and after adding with a whole number, if the identity of that number, a whole number, is not getting changed, means we can call that number as the additive identity. For example, if you add 0 to any whole number, you will get the same whole number as the answer. That is, the identity of that number is not getting changed. For example, 0 is added with 2. You will get the answer 2. The identity of the whole number 2 is not changed even after the addition operation. So we can call 0 as the identity for addition in the whole numbers. Now let us see what is multiplicative identity. If the identity of the number is not getting changed even after multiplying with a number, that is known as multiplicative identity. For example, if you multiply any number with 1, the answer will be the same whole number. That means the identity of that whole number is not getting changed. So one can be considered as the multiplicative identity in whole numbers. You take any whole number and if you multiply with 1, the answer will be the same whole number. Okay, so additive identity is 0, whereas multiplicative identity is 1. You take any number of examples and multiply with 1, you will get the same number as the answer. What is associative property? It is better to read the statement before seeing the examples. A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. You won't find any difference if you read this. But when you look at it, you can see brackets are written here and it is written here in the RHS. That is, if you want to find the sum of 2, 3 and 5, you can either apply this method, that is, you can add 3 and 5 together and you will get the sum 8. Then you go and add 2 with this 8, so you will get the answer 10. But if you want to add these 3 numbers, you can go in a different way also. That is, you add 2 and 3 together and then add 5 with that result. Let's see. 2 plus 3 is 5. If you add 5 to that answer, you will end up with the answer 10. There is no difference if you add them in the order A added with the sum of B and C, then C added with the sum of A and B, the answer will be the same. This is known as associative property. Let's see the same in case of product. Then also you will see this associative property is true for multiplication also. See, 3 into 5 is 15, and when you multiply 2 with this 15, you get 30. And in the case 2 and 3 are multiplied together, so you get 6. Then you multiply this 5 to that product, you get 30. So in both the way, the answer will be the same. This is known as associative property. This is one of the most important properties of whole numbers, that is distributive property. Let's see what is distributive property. Here also we are talking and we are dealing with brackets. In the chapter 1, we saw an example of applying brackets or opening brackets in arithmetic calculations. So the same thing we have to learn here also. In the first case, you can see the sum of B and C to be multiplied with A. So how to open this bracket? To open this bracket, you have to distribute this product over B and C separately. So A is multiplied with B and A is multiplied with C, then they are added together. Okay, and the same method, same technique you have to apply on subtraction also if you get such an expression. Okay, so A should be multiplied with B and A must be multiplied with C, then go for the subtraction. So this is known as distributive property. We can say multiplication is distributed over addition as well as subtraction. Now let's see an example. So if you want to multiply 5 to the sum of 102, you have to open the bracket in this way. 5 multiplied by 100, then 5 multiplied by 2, and the sum are added. So you'll get this answer. In the case of subtraction also, 5 multiplied by 100, 5 multiplied by 2, and we will find the difference. Okay, so we get the answer. So this is known as distributive property. So we can say multiplication is distributive over addition and subtraction. What if we multiply by 0? If you multiply a number by 0, we will get 0 as the answer. But what if we divide a number by 0, a whole number, when it is divided by 0, we can say that answer is not defined. We cannot find an answer. So division of any number by 0 is not defined. So with this we have come to the end of properties of whole numbers. Now we will see and practice some questions. We learned the properties of whole numbers and we saw how to use number line for finding sum, difference and product. Now it is our turn to practice some questions. These are the questions given on page number 40 of NCERT textbook. Let's take the first question. Let's take the first question. After suitable rearrangement, we have to find the sum. How to solve this? We have to rearrange it in this way because we know 63 plus 37 is 100. So we can make the calculation easier. So this will give you 1200 and 208. So we'll get the answer 1408. This is how we rearrange the numbers and calculate the sum. Now let's see this question. When we rearrange it, we will rearrange it in this way because we know 62 and 38 will give us 100, 53 and 47 give us 100. So this will become 3500 and this will be 1100 and the final answer is 4600. So this is how we should rearrange and find the arithmetic calculations easier. Let's go to the next question. And here how to make the rearrangement. We'll rearrange it in this way. 2 into 50 into 1768. 2 into 50 is 100. 1768. The answer is 68 and 2 zeros. 1,76,800. So the same way you can find the product of this also. We'll first multiply these two, then we will go for the further multiplication. So in all these questions you can rearrange them in such a way that we will get the answer easily. Okay. Now let's see the next question. Here we can apply distributive property in this question. Okay, so let's do it. I'm making a rearrangement. 297 is multiplied with 17 as well as 3. So I am rearranging it in this way. So when we open this bracket, how to open it? We know distributive property of multiplication over addition. So this is it when we open the bracket. And this is the question. Okay, so from the question I rearranged it in this way. Now 297 into this is 20. So it is easy for us to find the answer. And this 0. So this is how we rearrange the numbers. And here also you can apply the distributive property. We'll rearrange it in this way: 8, 1, 2, 6, 5. That is common. So we are taking it out, and 169 minus 69. Why? Because here you can see it is subtraction. Okay. And now it becomes 265 into 100, and the answer is 8126500. 81,26,500. Now let's take another example. So 258 into 1008. So I'm expanding this as into 1000 plus 8. 258 into 1000. When we apply the distributive property, then 258 into 8. Okay, and the answer is 258, 3 zeros when we multiply it with 1000, and this is 258 into 8. The answer, the final answer is 460,062. So this is how we find the products in a easier way. Only thing, we have to arrange the number, split the number using distributive property. The remaining questions I request all of you to practice and see whether you are able to do it. What you see on the screen are two number lines. In one number line you can see numbers up to 10, and in the next number line you can see numbers up to 20. Let's learn how to use this number line for finding sum. So let's take the example 2 plus 3. We know the answer is 5. But how to do this addition using number line? So as in the question, we are marking 2, and 2 must be added with 3. So starting from 2, you have to make 3 jumps towards the right side. 1, 2, and 3. So if you are finding the sum, if you are adding two numbers using number line, you have to jump towards the right side. Okay, and this is the solution. So you got 5. The same thing when you apply for subtraction. What to do? For example, if you want to subtract 2 from 10? We know the answer is 8. So as we did in the case of addition, we are marking 10, identifying 10 in this number line. And if you are subtracting, there is a difference in jumping. You have to jump towards the left side in the number line. So how many jumps we have to make? We have to make 2 jumps. 1 and 2. So we got the answer 8. This is how we have to use number line for addition and subtraction. So if we are adding, we have to jump towards the right side, and if you are subtracting, then you have to jump towards the left side. We will see one more example. Let's take 5 plus 7. So first we have to mark 5, and from 5 we have to make 7 jumps towards right side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So the answer is 12. Now let's see how to use number line for finding products. Let's take this case first. 2 into 3. We can say it in this way. We have to make 2 jumps. 2 jumps of 3. 2 jumps of 3. When we mark it in the number line, we can mark it like this. Jump of 3. This is 1 jump of 3, and this is the second jump of 3. So in total we made 2 jumps of 3 and we reached the answer 6. So this is how we apply multiplication or finding product using number line. Let's see one more example. 3 into 4. So we have to make 3 jumps. 3 jumps of 4. So let's take the first jump of 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is the first jump of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Second jump of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we reached the answer 12. So we have to jump 3 times, and in each jump we should have 4 small jumps in it. So this is how we compute product using number line.